So what's good, YouTube? Let me tell y'all what's on my mind. Excuse my voice. I need some water. So I'm driving in my bus, right? And throughout my bus route, as I'm dropping off students, I noticed this little boy couldn't been no older than 5 years old, riding around in a community, which is okay because there was houses around. He could have lived across the street, which I prefer somebody to ride on a sidewalk, not in the street. Well, this little boy was dilly bobbing all down the road, and I didn't get nowhere near him, and I was just worried about him because he was riding in the street. I got 7 bus stops to drop off before I see something strange. 20 minutes done gone by. I done already made it around through the town to come back to go through the other side of town. I got to cross a major intersection with commercial vehicles. If you don't know what a commercial vehicle is, that is a vehicle that is over 10,000 pounds. Cars flying at high rates of speed. There's a roadway called Penn Avenue that you cross. I cross over Penn Avenue on Braddock Avenue in Pittsburgh. I'm getting down the roadway. I got a stop down at Forbes Avenue in Braddock where the bridge that collapsed. If you all know about the bridge that collapsed in Pittsburgh, well, that's where I was. I got to stop there. I look to my right as I approach the intersection, and there come this little child on a bike. The bike tires were small. They were so small you knew he was a little boy on this bike. This little boy, the only reason I seen him, I got big mirrors on this bus. Now the big mirrors see a lot, but not nothing that small. He came up on a blind side of my bus. Okay, anybody trying to fly beside a bus or a truck, watch what you're doing because we have blind spots and we can't see you unless you're behind us or directly beside us with a tall enough vehicle to see. Well, this little boy, I did not notice him until he got by my doors that I opened to let children out. He got by these doors and my heart fell. Okay, normally you'll see in this town parents leading their children, driving to school, riding home from school on bikes. It's a normal thing to see here in Pittsburgh, with a parent leading and a parent behind the tail. So the children are in the middle and the parents are on one on each end. This little boy was by himself. He was by himself. I looked for the parents. I looked for a bigger teenager, an older brother, or anybody. This little boy was by himself. When I approached the stop, one of the parents that picked their kids up on my bus, we made direct eye contact and I let her know, hey, this little boy is coming up. I'm about to let off, put my lights on so her child can get off. But at the same time, can you help this boy cross the street where he rode right past her to cross into the intersection? She stopped him from going through that 4-way intersection, and he said he was going to go sideways across the other direction. My heart fell. Her heart fell. I could see it in her eyes. She helped the little boy cross the street. I had traffic at a stop so this boy could cross the street. But my message to you parents, some of you call it, I'm teaching my children to learn to be responsible. Yes. Not a kid, not a little kid, not a little kid, not a little kid. That is a child, a baby. If one of them commercial vehicles smash that little boy all over the highway, somebody is going to get a lawsuit. The parents are going to get a lot of money, but it was their fault. It would have been their fault. It would have been the parents' fault, but they would have still got a lawsuit from some truck driver company, a bus company, a transit bus company. A passing motorist would have went to jail. Everybody's day would have been in chaos and a little child would have lost his life. Because a parent does not know where their child is. How do you not know where a little maybe 5 years old. I'm gonna say maybe 5. But this little boy was so small, he looked like he was on a little circus bike. This was a little boy. Had no clue where he was going. He was just, I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna go that way. So wherever this little boy is, I sent prayers up. Pray that that little boy made it all the way home or to wherever he was going. And somebody said, what are you doing with this bike out here on a highway? People, not a residential area. I saw him in a residential area 20 minutes before I seen him halfway across town on a major roadway with heavy traffic, delivery trucks, you name it. Not a place for you to ride a bike unless you were an adult. And I don't approve of the mayor letting people ride pedal bikes and then motorized scooters on a roadway anyway. But this was a little boy. He couldn't make his own decision if he was allowed to ride a bike in traffic or cross an intersection. He's still at home being told what to do, being put on punishment. Disgusting. Parents, keep an eye on your children. If you see this video and you offended by this, you one of them parents. I just want y'all to take care of y'all babies. Take care of y'all babies. We don't want to turn the news on and hear about somebody going to prison because they hit your child with a vehicle because you didn't know where they was at. Somebody having a great day and it turned into a bad day because they didn't crash into your child on a roadway. It say 25 mile an hour going down the road. That boy could have lost his life at 3 mile an hour from a heavy vehicle. His little body ain't no bumper. Get it together, parents. Get it together. I'm not saying what nationality he was, what color he was. He was a child. It's all that matters. He was a child. In the end of town that I was in, you already know what nationality he could have been. But absolutely disgusting to have your child riding down the road without a parent at 5 years old, maybe younger than that. Not even knowing what he was doing, wasn't even watching, weaving in and out of, oh my, just. And then he passes my bus door. Right as I'm about to let off kids, which means I gotta pull over to the right to let off my kids. And to do that, I would have crushed this little boy. So he derailed my normal stop. I had to stop in the middle of both lanes to let off. And I can't do that. I have to let off children where nobody can cut past the side of my bus. They call them the passer. You know, I have to be on the right so a car can't fly up on the side and hit a kid getting off my bus. But the little boy pulled up right there. Keep an eye on y'all children. So I got my bus positioned to get traffic stopped where nobody can pass the bus. And that little boy was safe from a car coming past me, hitting him or trying to go around me to make the right, get in the right lane to go. But he would have got pulverized in the intersection before me after that if it wasn't for me or the mother or the child that rides my bus. Get y'all acts together, parents. Don't say you love your children and you don't know where they at. Stop all of that. If you love your children, be responsible parents. Be responsible parents. Kids do not need to lose their life because you don't care where they're at. Or you ain't got no care in the world or what's going on. I love y'all. Get y'all acts together. I love your kids and they're not even mine. People leave this earth every day. Every day. But why do we gotta leave here because of somebody not doing what they supposed to do? Somebody wasn't paying attention. Somebody fell asleep on the couch and left the door open. How did your child even know to to go down that road? How did your child even know to, you riding on the side? He wasn't even on the sidewalk. He was on the highway. He was on the highway doing what his parents taught him when they take him to school, and the parents ain't there. Now he just gonna barrel out into traffic. I love y'all. Get your acts together. Save the children, y'all. Save the children. I love y'all. I mean that.